Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your new goat. I ain't gonna lie. Damelocks on the scene, all that good shit. You already know what it is. Coming to you, you know what I'm saying? On some action shit. Where I ain't gonna lie. It's my new little channel or whatever. It's gonna be some calm shit. Whatever I wanna watch. And a little gameplay. And whatever else. We gonna figure it out. Like it's just supposed to be some cooler. Word. But I dad wanted to watch this. It's the House of the Dragons trailer. Feel me? Like they been dropped this. I ain't gonna lie. And we about to season 2 about to turn up. Like it's about to come. So like I'm fake feeling like we gotta tap in. I ain't even tapped in. Like Emergency also been dropped this video. You know what I mean? So I fake gotta lock in now before it pull around September. Whenever the shit drop. I wasn't really feeling no at first because it was like this shit not dropping no time soon, but we gonna watch it now because they probably gonna drop more trailers, and I've been fiending to see it. So it's like, let me just watch it. You know what I mean? Knock it out the way. All right, y'all lock in.
For the one true King Aegon!
On his deathbed, he knew the realm would never accept a queen. Only weeks ago, my lord husband was alive. And the realm was at peace.
I did love how this shit in Game of Thrones feel like movies.
Plot against the king, and I will pay it back 100 times over.
But Viserys wanted Aegon to succeed him.
They wish now not for the good of the realm, but for the satisfaction of vengeance.
I'm as fearsome as any of them.
You have no idea the sacrifices that were made to put you on that throne.
Sound think he nice now? Nah, yeah, let's see it.
Forth peace.
My uncle is a challenge I welcome. If he dares face me.
But you must accept that the path to victory now is one of violence.
Good.
And somehow none of it matters.
Hold to your courage!
To war, then.
That's that looking lit. About to be on some.
For the one
I'm hoping it's like.
King Aegon!
Alright, chill out. I'm hoping it's cleaner than Game of Thrones for real.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. House of the Dragon just released another Season 2 trailer, but there's supposed to be 2 different trailers. They're calling this the Green trailer. It's from the Greens' perspective, so they're releasing Greens and Blacks trailers. I'll be doing videos for all the episodes just like I did for Season 1 in the original Game of Thrones series, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. While I was making this video, they also released the alternate trailer for the Blacks with completely different footage, so I'll post that video next in the next couple of hours. As you can see at the beginning of the trailer, the actors basically tell you what's going on, like the whole vibe of them marketing the show. Like there are 2 sides to every conflict, you have to choose a side now.
There are 2 sides to every story.
Watch both and choose a side.
The House of the Dragon Green trailer starts now.
They also just released official posters for the Blacks and the Greens for Season 2, and together they all read, "All must choose," and it's a reference to all the great houses, and the small houses as well in Westeros, having to choose a side in the upcoming Dance of the Dragons war that they're going to be fighting during the course of the season.
If you've been in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead.
So the whole idea is at the beginning of the season and throughout the season, like while the war is still going on, they're going around to the different great houses trying to convince them to join their side. Even though they position the leaders of both factions as Aegon II, leader of the Greens, technically that's not the case. It's really like Alicent and Rhaenyra against each other. But the way the trailers frame it, it's Aegon II, who is the current sitting king, even though they call him the usurper, against Rhaenyra because they're the 2 ones that are wearing the different crowns. So they're the ones in the trailer that are asking you must pick a side. Then they start with actual footage of Rhaenyra juxtaposed with footage of Aegon without his crown inside the Red Keep. He does not look happy. This is Kristen Cole without a helmet. Notice he's wearing the chain of the Hand of the King,
This
so he's
nigga's
become Hand of the King at this point. Part of the reason for that is that Aegon grew dissatisfied with Otto Hightower because Otto Hightower did not want to have the Dance of the Dragons war. Like, he was advocating for them finding a peaceful solution. Within the Green Council, Kristen Cole had been advocating for war, sort of pushing for more aggressive tactics, along with Aemon.
But that's
so
because he
Aegon made him the new Hand of the King.
Bro.
Thus, there are a couple very bloody battles during the season, all because Kristen Cole and the other people in the Green Council were pushing for them. That'll be one of the key things during the season. The whole idea is that Rhaenyra didn't actually want to have a real war, like didn't actually want to kill anybody within her family. Neither did Alicent. The showrunner revealed that Alicent would have tried to do what they did no matter what eventually, but it wouldn't have been quite so dirty the way it went down during season 1. Like, they will always would have tried to put Aegon II on the throne no matter what. But there would have been way less killing, but you can actually decide for yourself, like, wouldn't they have eventually started the war no matter what? Like, would it eventually have led to war, just taking a little bit longer to get to that point? This is Vhagar, Aemon's dragon. This is Alicent inside the Great Sept, blowing out the candle. Remember, she is very religious. That's one of the jokes of season 1, is that in her older age, she had found religion, quote unquote. Part of the side effects of all the weird things that were happening to her when she was growing up being the new queen inside the Red Keep. This is another picture of her inside the Great Sept. Remember, this is meant to mirror the shot of them together when they were younger. When she says, "Only weeks ago my lord husband was alive, and on his deathbed he told her to make Aegon II the next king, like put him on the throne." Remember, he was so delirious with milk of the poppy that he confused her for Rhaenyra. So he thought that he was talking to Rhaenyra about the prophecy, and Alicent had no idea who he was talking about and thought it was about Aegon II. So when she's talking about on his deathbed, him making her promise to put Aegon II on the throne, she believes that she's telling the truth, even though we know that's not the case. We get a shot of the dragon pit from afar in King's Landing. This is her talking to Lord Weird Footstuff, Larys Strong. Notice he's holding his cane here. At the Red Keep, you see them putting the green banners up. This is the small council room, now the green small council room. This is her walking in with Kristen Cole behind her. We get a shot of Rhaenyra inside Dragonstone. Notice Alicent is also telling someone he knew the realm would never accept a queen. She's talking about Viserys. Obviously, that's not true. One of the reasons why she's so against Rhaenyra becoming the next queen is because it's so against their customs up to this point, in which inheriting the title of the next king always favored the next male in the line. So at least previously, no matter what had happened before, even though she had been born first, Aegon II would have become king. And Alicent's big deal is that she just wants to keep things the way they've always been, going back to the time of Aegon the Conqueror. The way they portray Rhaenyra is that she's meant to be a little bit like Daenerys, and that she wants to, quote-unquote, break the wheel, like basically depart with tradition. This is Aegon II entering the throne room. He's wearing his crown, which is Aegon the Conqueror's crown. It's made of Valyrian steel. Then at the Red Keep, they start putting up all the scorpions, older versions of scorpions. We saw these during Game of Thrones Season 8 because Qyburn had found the plans for them. You have to remember, House of the Dragon takes place during an era when there are a lot of dragons around, so they have a lot more information about how to fight dragons. As opposed to later in the timeline when Daenerys' dragons are like the first ones they've seen in a long, long time. So Qyburn had to dig out the plans for the scorpions from the Citadel. This is one of the Cargill twins. Remember, one of them supports the Greens and the other one supports the Blacks. So there's going to be a brother-on-brother fight during the season. It's meant to be a metaphor for what's happening with the Greens and the Blacks just in general, with the family fighting itself. We get a shot of Daemon looking over the Blacks' army. Otto Hightower talking to Alicent about what's going on with Rhaenyra's army. This actually might be Sunfire Aegon's dragon, even though technically he should be a little bit more yellow. We get a shot from one of their battles. This is a shot of King's Landing. It's one of the Gold Cloaks. Remember, Daemon was trying to find his supporters inside the Gold Cloaks, even though now they were serving the Greens. This actually looks like Blood and Cheese sneaking into the Red Keep. Can't talk too much about them without getting into spoilers, but it is going to be a very WTF first episode. I believe this takes place during the first episode. When he talks about plotting against the king himself, quote-unquote, paying it back 100 times over, that's basically how they open up the season. The Blood and Cheese plot is something orchestrated by Daemon, so the whole idea is that they're retaliating against that at the beginning of the season, escalating things between the two of their sides. This is meant to be Aegon in armor. This is his crown, Aegon the Conqueror's crown, on top of a helmet because he's flying into battle on his dragon, Sunfire. Another shot of Alicent inside the chambers being disappointed with Aegon. Very common sight, like she's always disappointed with him. No matter what, it seems like she's disappointed with him for some reason. He almost seems like he has a little bit of Jon Snow energy in him there, like, I don't want it, I don't want the throne. Technically, he does start out that way during season 1, but by season 2, he starts to get a little drunk with power, so he starts to get really into it. He doesn't go full Joffrey, but he's got a little bit of Joffrey inside him. This might be Daemon with Caraxes trying to take Harrenhal. There's a couple scenes with him at Harrenhal in the earlier trailer. That was one of the big castles that he was trying to tell Rhaenyra and the other people that they needed to take just because it was so centralized in the Riverlands. They start hyping up Daemon versus Aemon when he talks about challenging his uncle. There's a huge fight that happens between the two of them during the Dance of the Dragons. I don't know that it's going to happen during this season just based on the way they're plotting things out with the battles that they fight. That might not be till season 3. This is them inside the small council room talking together. Basically, the two of them kind of take over the battle planning. Even though Aegon II is technically the sitting king, he's meant to be a pretty weak king. These two are the ones that are driving all the stuff that they're doing, all the planning that they're doing. This is meant to be a parade happening inside King's Landing. Can't really talk what they're celebrating without getting into spoilers, so maybe we'll see some more footage of that in some of the other trailers. This looks like them getting ready to fight the battle at Rook's Rest. Then Otto Hightower is basically trying to convince Alicent and Aegon that they're going to have to fight the war. Like, you're going to have to accept that there's going to be a lot of violence. Like, there will be a lot of bloodshed on both sides. As you see them cut together a bunch of different scenes, like Kristen Cole getting ready to behead someone. There's a bunch of blood inside the Red Keep, probably from the blood and cheese event. And as Aegon says, good, violence, yay, violence. Like I said, he starts to get a little drunk, a little high on himself when this is all going on. This is him on Sunfire. Not clear where this is happening. Maybe the battle at Rook's Rest, just because there are 3 dragons during that, and Sunfire happens to be one of them. This is Kristen Cole, the Greens rushing into battle at Rook's Rest. That's where all this fighting is happening inside the forest. These are the Cargill brothers, the Cargill twins, fighting each other. Remember, like I said, on opposite sides of the war. But the fight is happening inside the Red Keep. We get a wide shot of King's Landing, and then Alicent talking about how all her life she's endeavored to serve, basically follow the rules. Like, her whole thing is team rules. Yay, follow the rules, everyone. Rules make things better. Whereas Rhaenyra is all about not following the rules. I believe this is also an exterior shot of Harrenhal. This might be a shot of Dreamfire, Helena's dragon. I think the idea in the trailer for the Greens, they wanted to show you all the dragons that they currently control at the beginning of the season, and it's just those 3. Really cool Easter egg here too. Look at Dreamfire. Doesn't she look like Daenerys' dragons? We'll be talking about this when the season happens because people always ask this question. It's because Daenerys' dragon eggs came from Dreamfire. So Dreamfire is essentially like the mother of Daenerys' dragons. Long before Daenerys got the dragon eggs, they had been stolen from a clutch of Dreamfires and then made their way overseas. Eventually, Illyrio buys the dragon eggs and then gives them to her as a gift. Much later in the timeline, she hatches them, so that's why they look like Dreamfire, because they're basically Dreamfire's eggs. Then the logo that they end on is the House of the Dragon logo, but it's the Greens' version of the logo. Remember, it's green and gold for the symbol of the Targaryens. They've changed. Whereas Rhaenyra and Daemon are using the traditional Targaryen symbol of black and red. There's a whole bunch of new footage during this, and while I was making the video, they also released the trailer for The Black, so I'll do a video for that next. That should be up in the next couple of hours. So if you spotted any extra footage during this Greens trailer that I didn't talk about in the video, just write it below in the comments. Everybody click here for that other trailer for season 2. I'll update the link as soon as I post that later today, and click here for all my other House of the Dragon season 2 videos. Thank you.
Alright, y'all already know it's about to be a movie when that shit drop. So I'm soon gonna tap into the second one. And like, I'm gonna say soon. I'm gonna tap into that shit soon. I'm probably gonna, I gotta watch Wolverine, the Wolverine trailer, because I still ain't even touched that. And it's been bare long. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It's been like a while since like the Super Bowl, since like the first trailer dropped, and I ain't gonna lie, I ain't seen not a lick of it. But that's cause like that shit, I hate to be waiting for shit that ain't dropping no time soon, and then be anticipating shit. You feel me? Like, who wants to be waiting for shit to drop? Like, but soon, I ain't gonna lie, soon we gonna have like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna just tap in now. That way, cause I feel like I'm missing mad trailers. You know, I feel like I'm missing mad shit. And I'm seeing this nigga Emergency drop like all the time. So like, I might really just have to watch it and just lock in and just wait for it to all come out. You feel me? Anyways, your boy doing too much talking. He gone. I'm gone. All that good shit. You feel me? We out.